guys, cooking again today. A little bit chillier today, not too bad, but we are definitely feeling fall. And so I'm gonna make some nice warm chili just to warm everybody up, right? And I'm gonna do it vegetarian, vegan, of course, whole food, plant-based, with lots of good stuff. So not just beans, and when you think of chili, you know, if you're not vegan, you think beans and meat. Well, when you're vegan, you gotta be a little more creative. So I'm gonna just load it up with veggies, all right? So I've started with a package of black beans, and that's 12 ounces. And then I only used about half of the bag of white northern beans. And I'm doing this in the Instant Pot, so I put these in the Instant Pot. And then, you know, I store stuff in pretty little jars in my kitchen. So the other half of the bag of the white beans just went in my little jar. And, you know, you can purchase these jars at the store, but why bother? These are just candle jars that once the candle is spent, I just scrub it out real good. And I put rice and beans and flours. You know, if I make a chickpea flour or rice flour or something like that, I'll put them in the jars and put them on a shelf in my kitchen. And it's just really pretty. I'm going to use 2 carrots, and a lot of people peel their carrots, and I don't. I don't see the need, and I like, you know, I like to use the whole thing. I just buy organic carrots and I scrub them up real good, and there's really no reason to peel them. I just top and tail them. This is just cutting those off, and it's a nice treat for the dogs. The dogs fight over these, as well as guinea pigs, if you raise guinea pigs like we are now. And I'm just going to slice these up with my ulu knife. Love, love, love this thing. If you guys haven't tried it, you're really missing out. It just makes things so much easier. Be careful and keep your fingers out of there, because you will cut your finger right off with that thing if it's sharp, and normally it is. And then I've got some of these sweet little peppers, and I've got the red and the yellow and the orange, and these are really good for eye health, which is really important to us right now. If you are a regular subscriber, you probably saw my video last summer about my husband being diagnosed with degenerative macular disease, something like that. I can't remember exactly what it's called. Macular degenerative disease, I think. Anyway, he's got some eye problems. So the doctor put him on some supplements, and come to find out, all the stuff in those supplements can be found in, you guessed it, yellow, red, and orange vegetables. So not only is he doing the supplement, but I am using a whole lot of vegetables in these colors, and the easiest one to do is these little peppers. So a lot of carrots, a lot of peppers, a lot of tomatoes. Those are red as well. You get it. So I'm just chopping these up, putting these all in here. I really like to just jazz up my regular beans with lots of veggies, lots of spices, and you know, no reason to just have plain beans all the time. Make it a chili. Makes it a little more interesting. Your family won't get as bored. And you know what? Let's face it, I'm lazy. So by putting all this in the Instant Pot and putting everything into my one-pot meals, it's just a lot easier and faster than making beans and then a rice or a potato and, you know, lots of different dishes that you've got to just put together for a meal. I'm just putting it all into one pot and cooking it all up. So these are just some potatoes I'm doing now. And these are those Yukon Gold, so they have got the real thin skin, and I just love that because I just scrub them up real good with my potato brush. and leave those skins on, and they're really good in chilies and things like that. I try to always leave my skins on. There's not very many things that I ever peel those potatoes for. Even when I make mashed potatoes, I will peel like half of the potato and leave the other part of the skin on. Because I think that we lose a lot of the nutrients if we are peeling all of our vegetables. So I try to not do that. I just leave them whole, intact, and give my family the whole goodness of the vegetables. So just bite-sized pieces there, and that was just 3 small Yukon Gold. And then I've got an onion. And I used to always peel my onions off camera and slice them up, and you would see me, you know, with the onion in a bowl and just throw it into the dish. And for some reason, since I got this ulu knife, I don't have to do that anymore. I'm not sure if it's the curved cutting board or what it is, but the onions don't make me cry when I use this knife and cutting board set. So something about the way the juice is, or the fumes from the onion during the chopping process, I don't know, but I have not had a problem with the onions making me cry since I got this knife. So, weird little facts there for you. You tell me if you have one of these, if you've experienced that too. Put it in the comments, okay? And family loves onions, and that's a good thing, because onions are one of the best things you can eat, especially during the winter time. You know, not only are they cancer fighting and all of that, but they are just really good for breathing and just generally fighting off colds and flus and all that. Okay, so I'm going to add some nutritional yeast, and as I said in my video yesterday, I like to add this into foods to give us our B12, because it's really hard just getting the family to take their B12. So that's just a 1/4 cup of that nutritional yeast, and this is the brand that I usually buy, and I get that online. And then today I'm going to add some dulse flakes. And dulse is a sea vegetable. If you haven't tried it yet, it is a great way to get, and I've only got about a teaspoon left in there, so time for Tina to order some more of this. So they're sea vegetables, and it's how we get our iodine if we're on a low or no salt diet. And as you see, really good in soup, stir fry, snack, salad, just put it in everything. It will give a little bit of a fishy flavor if you put a lot. I'm not putting a lot, that's just a teaspoon in a great big pot. So it's really not going to give it a fishy flavor at all. But it's, you know, look at this. Very low sodium, very high iodine. So we really like that. 320% of your daily intake of iodine. So if you've missed iodine for a few days or whatever, definitely, you know, add that in when you can. All right, so I've got some paprika, and I'm going to do about 1/2 of a tablespoon of the paprika. And you know, if you watch me, I generally don't measure. I'm only measuring for you guys. And that's ground cumin. Because, you know, when you're doing a chili, you want it to have a chili flavor, right? So that's about 3/4 of a tablespoon. And I'm out of actual chili powder, which is why I'm using paprika instead. All right, and then I've got my onion powder. Notice I use powders and not salt. Okay, and that's 1 tablespoon. That's a full tablespoon, because I want the onion and garlic. I like the onion and garlic flavor, so I've got my garlic powder next. And that's a full tablespoon there. Okay, and then just to top it all off, I've got a little bit of liquid smoke. Give it a smoky flavor because it's chili, right? All right, now you could put tomatoes in there if you want, or a tomato sauce. I'm not today. I'm just going to leave it like this. And then I'm going to fill up my water. Don't worry about my dirty dishes if you can see those on camera. I tried to hide them from you. I've got a bag of peppers in here, and I've got dishes still to do. And I'm filling that water almost, you know, to the maximum part because those beans are dry and they, I didn't soak them beforehand. Notice that. Now normally I would cook that, if the beans were soaked, I would do that 20 minutes, but because they're not soaked, I'm going to take it up to a full hour. Tell me what you normally do your dry beans. I've heard people say 40, 45 minutes, but yeah, you just, it can vary. We'll say it can vary, and it can vary by how old your beans are, and those have probably been in my cupboard for a while. So there you go. I'm going to do a little more than an hour, and just let everything kind of soak and melt together and just be all mushed really good, and that will be dinner tonight. So the Instant Pot, if you guys don't have one, it's a pressure cooker, but it will automatically turn to keep warm when it's finished. And so when the family comes in ready for dinner, it's just sitting there ready to go. So have a great day. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Have a good day.